Talking about designers, now you have worked with some of the biggest and the best names in the business, right? Just to kind of tell us how is your experience working with such big names, big design houses? What are the stress points to deliver to their requirements and demands? Can you just tell us some fun incidents that would have happened in your life working with them?
I used to fight with Gaurang when we started doing Chitravalli collection. Literally, daily we used to fight. So it's a challenging thing for me to do, to cope up with their quantities, and at the same time I don't want to compromise with my quality. We had a tough time working with hundreds and 150 counts of khadi in 2010. This is for Parvati collection for Shashikant Naidu. He showcased this entire collection in Lakme Fashion Week, and it's summer collection, so he want to use a lot of khadis, which is like very thin. And on that we never used that kind of material, and he is a perfectionist and he want new color combinations at a time. How much can we take? Like, that is a major thing for us. So Shashi said, nothing will happen, we will try this, because he is known for his perfectionism. He wanted to do a particular flower in particular size. It's all freehand painted, and my painters are like freehand. They are using big flowers, and they are used to do really big flowers and everything. So painting part, outlining part, everything is done. And finally, when it came for coloring, because 150 counts, like when we started coloring, the color used to come down.
Okay.
And generally when we paint the fabric, we put a rug below the main fabric. So that color used to come on the rug, and we have very limited quantities of rugs because nothing will happen for the regular cloth when we paint. But with 100 count khadi, this is a new thing for us. So we started thinking and finally came to conclusion, like in embroidery, we use this karchob, that is the embroidery bed.
Yeah.
It's an iron thing of a thing, kind of 4 pillars will be there. It's called karchob.
So they use embroidery, right? Kind of thing.
Yeah, that's called Maggam work. Locally, it's called Maggam work.
Correct.
So that Maggam we started taking, and we used to keep our sari on that and slowly started painting. The end result, it came out beautifully. You can see the collection, like Parvati collection by Shashikant Naidu. This is like 2010.
Okay.
And that's a challenge for the entire thing. All the designers, I don't know, they want to punish me. That's why they take up the Lakme fashion show, the biggest fashion show in India. They want to do the show in summer. So one more show by Gaurang Shah, that is like, it happened recently, 2017. We were talking about the designs, we are talking about the fabric, because Gaurang is known for his weaves and everything. He developed a fine organza in Kanjipuram. Organza is like, he said, Mamta, nothing will happen, you can start. I said, like, I love challenges. I said, let me try. Then finally, he gave me 1 meter piece, because organza is like very silky, and on that, this thing is not moving. The colors are not moving. It's not absorbing. We applied 2-3 times, and finally the results are really beautiful. And I showed the sample to him. He said, yes, fine, we'll start making in organzas for the show. I said, are you mad? I can't cope up with your quantities for the show. He said, no, we are going to do on organzas. And then we started doing the thing. And in peak summers, you know, Gaurav, he want volumes for single garment. He want 14 to 15 meters of same design.
Wow.
And that too human figures. Like that time we for that Chitravalli we got inspiration from Ajanta Ellora figures, and we went there, we saw the entire colors and everything. So peak summer, what to do? Because in peak summers, cream in the milk will melt. The moment you put the pen on the cloth, the black color will smudge if it's not done on right climatic condition, temperature. If we are not done in particular temperature, then we bought a fridge. So it's all trial and error. Then we bought a big fridge and we dipped the cloth in first process is done, and we wrap the material in plastic covers. At a time, generally when we take up a piece, we do continuously and finish off the thing. But for that collection with that kind of heat around, we started working 5 pieces at a time. We used to wrap one piece, and we used to keep everything in the fridge. Half an hour we used to do work on one cloth. The moment it started, the colors started smudging, we used to take out and keep it in the fridge, and we used to take one more cloth. But the final result, it's like really, he said, Mamta, 25 garments, 25 models, it's done. I said, okay. And finally he calls me and says, no, let's do a big show, 40 models and 40 clothes. So I said, like, how many more? So finally we did a really, thanks to all my painters who used to work till 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. And it's a huge success. 2017 Chitravalli collection by Gaurang.
Excellent. I mean, I was fortunate enough to actually witness that live, so I really know how beautiful the garments ultimately turn out. But speaking to you, it makes you realize the amount of effort that goes behind any such garment, right? It's amazing piece of work.
We use literally, I said, look, no, don't call me. I'm not going to take your call. We are literally fed up of that, like quantities. I used to go to Tirupati like morning, evening. I did like every 2 days I was in Tirupati, because he's saying this is not right. I think one more garment we will do. So again, taking that garments and traveling to Tirupati. It's really tough time for me in 2017 summer May. But I'm so happy to see the show on the ramp. It's really came out nicely. Like it's worth
all the effort.
Doing, yeah.
So have you ever considered, Mamta, that to do your own fashion show, with all your work, or are you happy working with designers on their fashion shows?
I saw working with Shashikant Naidu and Gaurang Shah. I saw working backstage as Kamla. Actually, it's a lot of time, money, and lot of effort we have to put for these kind of shows. People don't see all that, and people think, oh, it's a fashion show, it's really nice. And the amount of money they spend for show, I think if I give the same amount to my painters, they will construct their houses and everything. I started working with one painter, but today I support 40 families, and I'm proud to say all the painters have their own houses. So Sabya also said, Mamta, why you want to be behind everybody? Why don't you come? I will support you. I said, Sabya, this is the thing. This is my style of working, because I see the painters, like how they suffered earlier and now happily they are sitting and working. Definitely I will do a show in future, and Salman Khan will be my showstopper.
Very nice.
And he will be wearing kalamkari, being human t-shirts done with hand-painted kalamkari. That's my dream. I don't know when I will fulfill it.
Fabulous. I want to be sitting there in the front row and watching this live.
Yeah. You will. You have to come from Dubai.
Yes, 100%. Talking about Salman Khan, it kind of brings me nicely into the next question. A lot of celebrities, like some of my favorites, like Vidya Balan, Tabu, Taapsee Pannu, etc., wearing.
Vidya Balan said, like, we are constructing a workshop in Hyderabad near the airport. So Vidya Balan, when I met her, like, she said, like, Mamta, I told her that I'm opening a store. She said, definitely I will be a part of the store. I will come for the opening. So most probably Vidya will be opening my store next year.
Very nice. And she wears a lot of kalamkaris, and she looks so beautiful in saris. And I think a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of photographs of Vidya with you, Tapsi, Tabu, etc. Tell me, has any of your saris ever been featured in any film? Has your work been in any film?
Yeah, Vidya Balan Orient in Pa, but all my designs like go through some designer, or like it will be labeled with some designer. So ultimately my painters are getting the work, Kamla. So I'm happy.
Correct.
Whoever the name, whoever the designer, they are doing justice to Kalamkari. So I really don't bother about all the name part.
Yeah. So tell me, when you're working with so many designers, there is a big responsibility on you and your team of painters to kind of maintain the ethics, right? I mean, one person's work is their property, another person's is their property. How do you manage to motivate and keep the spirit from you down to all your painters? How do you actually manage that?
Actually, this is a tough thing to do, and like nowadays, like every design, the moment it comes out on Facebook, people start copying. And even not even in Kalahasti, when we go out for washing our clothes, so people will be waiting to see our designs, and they want to take the pictures, because in one of the processes, like to remove the excess color in the sari, we take the sari to the riverbed, and in river we will wash the entire full length sari, and it's easy for us to dry it near the river instead of getting everything to the house and thing. But there people started coming and seeing the thing, seeing the designs and copying. With all the designers, how I work with more than 15 designers across India, the topmost people, but still I don't, to name a few, Manish Malhotra, Sabyasachi, Gaurang, Shashikant Naidu, Neeta Lulla, Madhu Jain, Anuradha Vakil. But these designers, everybody have their own styles, and everybody have their own motives. Few designers work with figures, like Mahabharata theme and everything. And few designers want only lotus designs. And few designers want florals, few want geometrical. So when we start working with the designers, we will tell, like if they are giving some designs, we will tell if it's done already by some other designers, we will strictly tell this can't be done for you. But in the similar line, we can develop something and show it to you as a sample. And working with designers is like really tough for us, but at the same time, I have their own designs and color schemes and everything. Because when we started working with Gaurang, he wanted all the muted colors, two-tone colors. And when Shashi started, he taught us how to do shading in Kalamkari. Earlier days, it's all flat, like flat colors. These are the old styles. But if you see here, there is a lot of shading in Ganesha.
Correct.
So Shashi taught us how to do the shade work and everything. With each designer, it's a different experience, and we will maintain their designs only for them. So that in future, just for one piece or two piece, we generally don't do the designs for anybody else. But all the designer, whoever gives, like everybody is happy with our work, and we generally keep their designs for that brand only. We don't do the same designs for any other people. So
right, so that's, yeah, it's a very tough job, as I can imagine.
When we start designing a particular design for a designer, we developed 10 variations in that particular design and show it to them. So they will pick up one or two designs from that particular color, particular shape, particular design, and then we'll start working on that entire
Right.
order.
Tell me, the competition in the market from fakes or screen prints, you must be seeing a lot of that in the last 20 odd years, and particularly with the advent of social media, copying became so common.
Yeah.
How do you, kind of manage that? And I also want you to tell me, how does a lay person like me tell the difference between an original hand painted kalamkari and screen printed?
Nowadays, lot of screen printing is happening in Kalamkari, and they copy the outline with screen and they fill the colors with hand, so that here and there purposefully they will smudge the color, so it will look originally like a hand painted thing. First thing is why they are selling Kalamkari is expensive because of the process, because of the material we use and everything. First thing you have to understand, like, why they are selling it so for cheap. So either the fabric is not the original one. Lot of Surat material is floating in the market. Like it's full of Surat Kanjivaram. Even Kanjivarams they are making in Surat in power looms and horrible base fabric. On that they are screen printing the Kalamkari designs and everything. First thing, if you see, you have to see the black outline. And secondly, when you reverse the fabric, if it's 100% kalamkari, the design won't show backside.
Right, yes.
In screen printing, the designs will come and the black line is so perfect. It's not possible in hand painting.
Then I think the distinct smell that comes in a kalamkari is also not there in a screen printing process, right? So,
but people are painting filling the colors with hand paint, though the smell is coming.
Oh, okay.
So you can't, like, they are really smart, I should say that.
Yeah.
If you see a hand painted thing, you can see the space gaps here, Kamla.
Yeah.
It's slightly different. We tried to match with the design, but it's slightly different, right?
Yes, correct.
The gaps between the black lines, black outlines.
Yes.
But in screen printing, you can see all the 3 lines will be with the equal distance and everything.
Perfectly done. Yes, correct.
And you can see, like here, you can see the difference. Like this is all hand done with natural, like freehand painting.
Yes.
So there you can see all the designs. Here the spaces. Here everything will be perfect. These are all hand done, so it will not be equally done. Like you can see it here, the rounds.
Yes. So
but in screen printing, you can easily make out the black outline.
Yeah, so that's the way to recognize for a lay person. And obviously you're paying money or the price for the quality and the labor involved in an original hand printed.
Yeah.
Hand painted one, sorry. Clearly short circuiting and buying a screen printed one is, a real is a real and a fake is a fake, right? So
yeah, that's what I tell a lot of my clients. Like when you want to buy a original one, go to the original people who developed that. Like, so when we and I and the designer know what kind of effort will go through when we develop a design. Yeah. And these people simply come and do the screen in one shot and they will sell it for, it's a cheap fake.
Correct.
So original is original and fake is fake. So people, I request all the clients, whoever patronize all the saris, just go to the authentic people and buy. Either it's a painter or a designer or a middleman who is doing original work. Don't go for copies. Then these people at least stop production.
True. So true. So tell me, do you face copyright issues in your business?
Copyright. In my 23 years, like we took a copyright for Chitravalli collection. So when me and Gang worked on this project for nearly 8 months, it's full of hard work, fights, shouting at each other. I said, like, Gaurang, itna kiya na, let us do something. Let us take a copyright on this. So he applied for it. But in India, copyright law is not that strong. But still, we made it like 75%. We tried our best to stop production of that Chitravalli collection. But still, the moment Chitravalli happened in August, and in October during Diwali season, one of the exhibition I saw Chitravalli in screen printed. Immediately I called Gauram. So our lawyer came and sued them, and finally we found that this is done in Banaras and Surat. So still we send law notices to whoever are doing all this. So it's a good in one way, because but it's all freehand painted. We can't stop it. Even a single difference variation, they say like this is not your design. We can't say anything.
Pretty infuriating when that happens, right, in this business.
Yeah, lot of things, and they don't even copy in a proper way. That's what I feel so sorry. We take such pain to develop such a beautiful thing, and chummas in a cheap manner they will copy, and they sell it for really less price.
Correct. Yeah.
That's why I tell the clients encourage handlooms, encourage craftsmanship. I keep on telling the same thing. Copyright is like you are taking away somebody's food, some craftsman's food from his mouth. So please stop doing all this.
So true. Very, very, very well said. And I want to know about the future of Kalamkari, because in the weaving industry, we have heard that, the weavers, the second generation, the third generation of even the families don't want to take that up because they feel it's not, compensating them well enough. It does not, match with modern professions in the towns and stuff like that. So a lot of weaves we hear are kind of dying down naturally. Does that also happen in Kalamkari? Is that art form dying? And if so, what are you doing personally to kind of help sustain that art form?
So when I initially started Kamala, it's like a dying art, like 2 decades ago, because then they used to do only wall hangings and everything. So wall hangings, like nobody used to buy them. Then I started converting the art into cushion covers and everything. Few painters then used to sell idlis, and they used to roll BDs in Srikalahasti.
Wow.
Because there was nobody to take their hand painting wall pieces. So I have to, every time I go to Kalahasti, I have to motivate them. And the screen printing thing is one more thing to demotivate them. So Bajume, he is doing so much business. I said, no, you have your price for your hand painted stuff. So I have to really motivate them, and this screen printed entered into the market. So each time I have to tell them, you should do your work properly, the traditional way, how we started. Let us continue and keep the art going. And I have MCAs, MBAs in my group. So I started with first generation. Second generation kids, few want to study, go out and study. They don't want to, because Kalamkari, that black color, what we use, it really smells. They don't want to stay in the same home. I said, no, this is giving you the bread, butter, everything. So you have to learn the entire process from your family. And if you want to study, I don't mind you going to a school or a college. So in my unit, we have MBAs, MCAs who go to the college, come back, they do Kalamkari and help their parents. So now I have a guy who did his engineering, master's in engineering. He said, like, my brother who did his 10th class, he is earning more than me. So now he goes to the office in the morning, come back home, and he does Kalamkari, and once in a month he comes and gives the stuff. And minimum 25,000 is the take home per month, and maximum is 1,75,000. So they are earning really well, sitting in their houses, working according to their time. So I think till now I don't have any problem with the weavers, either the weavers or with the painters. So it's really nice, like I have such a dedicated team working with me. So I'm lucky in that way.
Very good. And may that, continue, that luck streak continue, because you are supporting, like you said, 40 families. And, that's one of the most noblest things to do, to be able to sustain an art form and support families. So,
Yep.
the last thing I wanted to ask you, Mamta, was IIT Hyderabad and Kalamkari. How did that come about? And, how's your experience with Kalamkari?
That's one big story. Suddenly I got a common friend, like they called me and she said like, will you interested, are you interested in teaching in IIT? I said like, what? I said like, they have this art section, so they wanted you to take classes for them for 3 days, like Friday evening it will start and Sunday evening it will end. I said like, okay, but I'm not good at teaching. But my mom want me to teach mathematics. Both my sister, the elder one and younger one, they did their masters, Kamla. I'm the only one with no masters in my family. So I said like, how can I teach for IITians? Like, it's not a regular thing. I go for fashion schools like NIFT and this thing as a lecturer, guest lecturer, Hamstack, and here I will go there and teach Kalamkari. But for IIT people, and that too from first year, second year, like all the students from all different years, they will come for the classes. I said, okay. When I went there for the first time, it was like 170 kids.
Oh,
I
wow.
said, what I'm going to teach and how these people will know. But before I went there, like everybody is opened on their iPads. Everybody have their iPads, iPhone. Everybody opened there and they are ready with their figures, what they want to draw and everything. And within no time, generally we take classes, free classes in Srikalahasti for women. This is like sponsored by FICCI or Flow of Hyderabad. So generally we teach for 3 months. And these kids, like in IIT, Friday evening, I explain what is what and how the colors will come immediately, like within, start the class at 6 and by 9 o'clock, they are ready with their outlines.
Wow.
It's really amazing. It's really amazing to be with them, and education definitely makes a lot of difference in understanding the process or making the colors. And once you go for teaching, it's altogether it's a different kind of experience, because people come with different color combination, different ideas, and you should see the way they draw. Within 4-5 hours they start drawing, and they are really, and everybody says, madam, please give me A+. It's really good experience for me.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mamta. This has been so
Thank you.
and so much fun, actually. Thank you so much. And
Thank you, Kamla, and good luck for your project. And if you need any help, we are there to support you.
Thank you so much. That's so sweet.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.